If you're new to chicken keeping or thinking of getting chickens for the first time, here are 5 things that you need to know that no one ever tells you. Welcome to English Country Life. My name's Fiona, and together with my amazing husband Hugh, we run this small holding homestead here in Lincolnshire in the UK, and we breed Buff Orpington chickens, who are these beautiful golden chickens that you can see behind me. Now, we've kept chickens for many years, but when we first started out, there were a few things which were a little bit of a shock for us, and what we want to do is pass those on to you. So if you're thinking of keeping chickens for the very first time, or have them just arriving with you now, you're prepared and know what's coming. So let's get started with number 1. Everybody knows that roosters, cockerels, cockbirds, whatever you want to call them, male chickens are incredibly noisy. But what a lot of new chicken keepers don't realise is that hens are noisy too. They even have a name for their major call, which is the egg song. And the egg song happens when they have laid an egg. Well, that's kind of fairly self-explanatory, to be quite honest, but they've laid an egg and they want everybody to know about it. Now, the whole point of this is that they're letting the rest of the flock know that they can come and lay their eggs in the same place. And this goes back to them needing to create a big pile of eggs for a broody hen to incubate, to hatch and raise the next generation. But you will get this very loud call every single night time that your chickens lay an egg. See what you think. Another call that you're going to get with a lot of your hens, possibly not all of them, is one that we like to call "I've got an egg up my bottom" song. And this is where they're telling us that they want to lay, but they're not quite ready. And they'll run from coop to coop to coop, and they'll moan essentially. It'll be quite a loud noise, but it's not as loud as the egg song, but it could go on for quite a while until they've selected the right place to actually lay their eggs. And I think if you listen, we've got one of the hens behind us starting to make the call. One of the biggest shockers for new chicken keepers is the state of their garden after they've got chickens. Now, if you're going to free range your chickens, or if you're even going to do supervised free ranging, if there's anything in your garden which is particularly precious to you, make sure it's fenced off. And this is why they love to dig. Now, this is part of their nature. There's 2 reasons for it. They're trying to get grubs and worms and lovely juicy things to eat, because they are omnivores. They don't just graze the grass, but they're also trying to create dust bowls where they can put dry earth into their feathers, and that's their wash regime. What they're doing is removing excess grease from the feathers and putting off any creepy crawlers from taking up residence. But your lawn can end up looking like this. Now, we've got lots of grass, so no matter where they dig, we're still going to have lots of grass that they can graze on. But if you've got a smaller garden, it can have a big impact. This section is all about this, the wonderful egg. And this is why most of us started keeping chickens in the first place, because we want a regular supply of eggs for our breakfast, lunch and dinner, and to keep us absolutely satisfied rather than having to go to the shop to buy them. Slight problem with that. Most of the modern breeds actually go off lay in winter because they need 12 hours or more to produce that egg. Now, you can actually preserve them, so if you've got excess in summer and spring, though we do have a video on multiple ways that you can preserve them so you can enjoy them in winter. But I'm really sorry, most breeds do go off late in winter. There are 1 or 2 which don't, so it might be worth doing your research. But unfortunately, this is a spring, summer and autumn phenomenon. I'm sitting here because I'm surrounded by these little feathers, and that's because we've got a lot of youngsters and we're going into autumn here. And why is that relevant? Well, going into autumn is when a lot of new chicken keepers get a shock, because every chicken that's gone through a second summer will go through something called molt. Molt is where they shed all of their old feathers and grow brand new ones, and that's so they go into the coldest months of the year with a brand new set of feathers which are going to keep them incredibly warm and are a lot more waterproof than the old worn out feathers. And they only do this once they've gone through their second summer, and they don't do it in the first summer because they're youngsters, and as they're growing and go from chick size to full size, they're going through multiple iterations of feathers. And that's why we've got so many of these surrounding me at the moment, because we've got lots and lots and lots of chicks, and they're going through, I think, probably their third or fourth iteration of feather, and that's why we've got them everywhere. There's one final important message for people who are wanting to get chickens, that it's all about poop. Now Buddy will tell you all about it. She's one of our most prolific egg layers. Now, to produce an egg, it takes a lot of energy. Think of the size of an egg in proportion to a hen's body, and they produce one every 26 hours. That's a lot of nutrient intake. They need a lot of protein, a lot of calcium, and lots of other components to produce those beautiful, nutritious eggs. Now that also means there's a lot of waste product too, and I wish we'd been told about the amount of poop that these wonderful little creatures can actually produce. You see Sassy wanting my attention. Anyway, there is a use for all of that poop, and that's to compost it. That's going to give you some of the most nutritious compost you're ever going to get for your flower beds, for your vegetable beds, but I just want to warn you, there's a lot of it. That's our top 5 things that we wish we'd known before we started keeping chickens, and I hope it hasn't put you off, because they are tremendously rewarding. We love our chickens. They just give me so much joy and pleasure. And don't forget, if you are a new chicken keeper, we do have a poultry equipment store, so have a look. There's lots in there. We've got garden life direct walk-in runs, we've got Nastera coops, we've got electric fencing to keep your chickens safe from hotline, we've got Brinzy incubation equipment too if you fancy hatching. But we've got lots of other videos to help you on our YouTube channel, and if you have liked this video, take a moment and give us a thumbs up down below. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, hit subscribe and the bell icon, and you'll get to know every time a brand new video is published, and that is a completely free service. If you've got a question for us, and a burning question which hasn't been answered in this video, pop it in the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. But for now, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.